Welcome everybody to the Broken Wing Racing League, the GT3 Sprint Championship, Season 13, Round 9 at Snetterton. This is going to be this is going to be up in the air on how well this race will go. We have 10 minutes and 45 seconds in practice remaining, and just focusing on who is finding the limits here at this track at the moment. The times on the board right now to beat are going to be a 145.8. That is the best time set by for Christopher Daniel. Behind him, everyone in the 146s. Jacob Simmons in the low 146s with the .060. And then onward to P11, still in the 146s. Then 147 onward to in P12 to P26. Or in the 147s, then 148s, into the after that, pretty much until we get to P37 of Colin Luckhurst, and then after that, just a couple more positions where people have set sometimes on the board, but nothing. I think nothing final. We have Spencer Smith and Craig Reese, who have not set times on the board. Brad Jorgensen only set one time on the board, from what it looks like. That said, going over to our leaders right now. Jacob Simmons in the Pro Series is leading overall at the moment in the Pro Series by a good margin in the second half here over Tyler Sage Anderson and Jeff Koffel, who's sitting in third. After that, we're going over to Dylan Maroney, who is P1 in the Pro-Am class right now, with Miles Brown in second and Elliot A. Burton in third. And then further down, we have Richard Sedfra in first place in the AM class. Let's see, is Richard even here? He is here. He's going to be towards the top of the lineup board here. I don't see him. Well, it must be his drop week. Brandon G. Burns in second on the AM class, and Forrest Holland in third. Richard Severa is also close to the overall win here. He is just shy of 12 points, I believe, to Jacob Simmons. I mean, the only AM class driver that might get automatically promoted to the pro class after getting promoted here after the season ends. We still have one more round after this round is over. And they'll settle it all at Spa. That's it. Going over to our team championship at the moment. Where's that driver? Oh, he's in the pits. All right. Draft Punk Silver, Dylan Maroney and Rodrigo Theory. They are actually, one of them's out there right now. They are leading the team standings in the overall right now in P1. Visioning Sports 2 by P1 Docs, Anthony V. Jenkins and Miles Brown. They're in second, with Draft Punk Gold in third. Peter Flanner and Elliot A. Burton are in that team. Peter Flanner has joined that team with Mark Foley being the first half points haul for them, and switched out for Peter Flanner because he is in. Ooh, there goes Steve. He's in another country. After that, the Get Bean Nerds is in fourth, Lucky Ace is in fifth, Mixed Nationality in sixth, Cars Racing in seven, Draft Punk Bronze in eight, Shadowline Racing in nine, Caffeine Global Motorsports in 10, Little Jelly Beans in 11, Pax Oceani Heinz Silly Beans in 12, Ace of Rays in 13, RPM Racing in 14, Pax Oceani Practice Team in 15, Prosciutto Punch Racing in 16, Steel Wolf Motorsports in 17. That's a new addition, I think. Trevor Bonesteel, Chris Moulton. Avalanche Racing in 18, Pax Oceani Purple People Eaters in 19. Vision E Sports by P1 Docs. The main team here is in 20, Narwhal Racing in 21. That concludes the team standings there. And, well, that said, hi Trey, waving with your Dan is here. Got a couple of new additions. Matthew Let's go to the pit lane. Maybe he's in the pit lane. No, he's not in the pit lane. Well, you know, try your best, but people are not here. Matthew Matthew Merchez, who's in 7th place. Welcome to the league. It's his first race with us. I've never had to say that name. I know that for sure. And Max Poe, previously named... I don't even remember what his other name was now. Yeah, that's a stumper. It's been too long. Don't know the name of that guy. But renamed to Max Poe, who's sitting at 6th. Further down the line. Best track in the world, let's go. Slightly more... Yeah. How's it going, Jordan? Further down the line up here, we have Thomas Photos. Now that's an easy name to say out loud. Welcome to the league there, Thomas. After that, we have Andrew McMurray. He's in 34th position. New driver, I would assume. I believe so. This is your drop rig, Richard Sever. Okay, it is. You're going to be back for Spa. Good drop week, because this could be a very interesting race. Henrique Pio in 39th right now. Welcome to the league. You can see his livery right there. He's in the yellow Corvette. Brad Jorgensen, I believe, has done race, or has Brad's been around before. Craig Reese, I think this might be his first. Oof. Spins out there. It's commentator's curse more than anything. Just picking on people as it is. Yeah, that said, don't own the track, didn't want to learn the track. Actually, you do own the track. It is a free track there, Richard. I can assure you I have no desire to own this track, but I have it. They made it free some time ago. It's British. Let's go over to Chris Lambeth here, who is not in the race. He's actually in the pit lane, so he can't look at his disgusting livery that he's decided to go for. Maybe I can get a better look at it. Nope, you can't. It's Jason's Chicken Shop. Nicely done. I saw this. Yeah, unfortunately I can't get a good look at it when he's sitting inside the pit lane. But yeah, there's just some more cheese, the better. Pickle, you know, and there's another little interesting part of that livery. But yeah, look at that. It's Chris Lambeth pulling out all the stops here. Chris Daniel is still out there in P1 with a 145.8. Jacob Simmons did improve, the only driver to improve, with a 145.851. That is, 300ths of a second difference between the two drivers. I know it says 0.029. It must have been a rounding at some point, because that is 0.030, 2151. But who's counting on that one? Is Ty? Shut up, Justin. I heard all the complaints about the track. Sounds like a skill issue. It does. Yeah. You guys can, hey, is Trey Mistack even in this race? No, he's not. He's just going to be commentating from the chat, which is good. We need that. Now, through the bomb hole we go. Bomb hole, as Mark would say. And then Coram. It's nice that they put the little corner names on the track. You can't see Murray's there, nor would you want to. It's all British drivers. Yuck. That said, we're going down the start straight finish, which doesn't have a name for some reason, and then it'll eventually pick back up into the first corner, which is Rich's. Nice. We got a minute and 10 seconds left on this track. Yikes. I gotta change that. Thanks for letting me know I'm an unprofessional person. Jacob Simmons with the resub. He's third on the timing pylon. That's pretty good for not participating. Is he really? Oh, I didn't even see his name. It's true. There you go. Start straight is the center straight. Oh, is it? It doesn't say that here. Oh, we're going into Hamilton corner. Not that it would matter, because it's all flat. I think that's why they had to name them. And then there's the Augies, or the Ogies. I don't know how you'd say that if you're British. The Ogies. Williams. You can see that on board here as we're on board with Christopher Daniel. Then the Bentley straight. Lovely, lovely. And this might be the only track that actually has the corner names on the track, because every part of this track looks the same because it's all flat. And that was Brundle into Nelson as he's going to pass Chris Moulton there, and into Bombhole we go. Oh, a little bit of a depression there, so it's a little different. Coram as it is, and then we go wide and it's already over. That said, we're going to be going into qualifying. And with qualifying comes Ogies. And we're back. Now, we are on board with Chris Daniels at the moment, but I'm going to have to move this up a little bit because he is not the first driver out there. Unfortunately, because this track is so flat, there's no really good angle to get a full-on view of the entirety of, I guess, the grouping. Usually you would go with TV3, if just giving you guys the little rundown on the showbiz of this, the behind the scenes, and you would get a really good view, but this gives you what you would consider the closest view possible, which is what you don't want when you want to see a bunch of drivers in a bigger, wider scale here. The TV production that was filming this fell asleep at the wheel, because this is TV1, which also doesn't show much of anything but the driver, which is what you kind of want out of TV1, so it can highlight this driver as he's going around Cram and into Murray's and then back onto the Star Straight finish, or the Senna Straight, as Jordan Groves has corrected me. Yeah, to be honest, and I've never once done it, and I am definitely not going to be the first person to try it in the middle of a stream. I've seen it being done before, though, and I also have my HUD hidden, and it never goes on. But what we get is something that's decent. TV2 can get a little bit of the bigger scope of things, as John Javecki rounds, what was that, Palmer? I don't know. And into Agostini. Hey, I'm going to be saying these the entire race. If anything else, you'll hear Hamilton Corner. British people. Yeah, so here we have John Javecki, who's out there in the first driver to do a hot lap. Go over to the Justin. I'm not saying anything that you write. That could just go straight to the stream. Max Poe already has an off track. Forrest Holland already has an off track. Christopher Daniel has an off track. Craig Carroll has an off track. Matthew Merchesi, Steve McAllister, Travis Bartlett also have off track. Augustini, I don't know, man. Was that not right? Through Coram we go. And into Murray's. John Javecki's going to put the first time down. It might be the fastest time for the moment, but just behind him is Elliot Burton, Nicholas Mazza, Jeff Hoffold, Jacob Simmons. Arguably, Jacob Simmons could take P1 right out the gate here. We'll see in just a few seconds as this driver goes across the line, and we'll see. Elliot Burton in a second so far, but where is Nicholas Mazza? He doesn't split the difference. He goes third, Jeff goes fourth, and where does Jacob Simmons go? He splits that grouping. He goes to third. Trevor Bonesteel to fifth, Marshall Scari in seventh, Chris Lambeth eighth, Rodrigo Theory in ninth, Where is JD Daniel? This is the man who picked this track, JR Hoops, in the 10th. And we'll see if his champ choice, he's a season 12 pro champion, Nicholas Mazza, who was promoted. He's in 4th place right now from the Pro-Am class. He was the Pro-Am champion of season 12. JD Daniel, can he prove himself here? Why he chose this track? Is he going to be fastest? He's not British, so then why is it all British people but this guy? I mean, Montreal is just a place, so I guess that one doesn't make sense either. Unless that was a guy's name. I know where they named it a bomb hole, though. World War II. A bomb dropped on this track, or this circuit, or this area. That hole, where the bomb hole is. I know a bomb dropped there. That's my only touch of trivia on Snetterton. JD Daniel went to 5th. That's good news. Brandon Burns in the AM class is in 2nd place over Richard, just behind Richard Sevra. Going to be a long haul for him to take the fight to Richard Sevra. It is his drop week for him, but we'll see. Elliot Burton goes fastest with a 145.8. We didn't see anything faster than 145.8s in practice, so it will still be very close as Trevor Bonesteel crosses the line to go 5th, overtaking JD Daniel. Chris Lambert crossing the line to go 9th fastest. Further down the lineup here, we go Colin. After P15, we'll take a look here. Andrew McMurray going into 16th, Scott Weber in 17th, Daniel Barrett in 18th, J.R. Hoops in 19th, Eric Koonsman down into 21 as some drivers have just made some time up here and crossed the line to improve. Thomas Photos into 23rd, Chris Moulton 24th, Forrest Holland 25th, Tyler Kern 26th, Matt Benson 27. Now 28 is Craig Reese has gone to 26 and Dave Palmer 29. Oh, Dave Palmer goes to 26. Chris Moulton up to 19th. Travis Bartlett, Craig Carroll, and Max Poe have not set times on the board, nor has a litany of other drivers. Alex Othen, Steve McAllister, Charles Whedon, Colin Luckhurst, Michael Sharon. No time on the board just yet. Back over to our leaders here. Ooh, that's Steve? That is Steve. Giacomo Agostini was a legendary motorbike racer, and Montreal Hairpin was renamed Wilson in honor of Justin Wilson when he passed. So Montreal is not Montreal anymore. It's Wilson. What does it say on the board? Oh, this driver's gone to 2nd, and he's done. And Elliot Burton is weaving. I mean, this isn't a safety. Oh, he's just getting himself prepared. Rodrigo Theory's off. Matthew Merchesi. He's got the livery. I guess the Sim Motion stuff with the package. He's going to be an AM class driver with a time in the top 10, 7th right now. I don't think that's possible, buddy. A 7 in qualifying is definitely not. It says Wilson. You're right. Something Wilson. A little like 2 letters or something. Couldn't really. Oh, he is in. That is an out of bounds scenario. I guess just briefly we can take a look here at this driver. Jason's Chicken Shop. Yep. Just some Broken Wing Racing League lore. I don't like cheese on sandwiches. That is a chicken burger, not a sandwich. We've had this discussion, but that is... I mean, I guess people call them chicken sandwiches, but again, that is a burger with a sandwich in the middle. Or a chicken in the middle. That's all it is. It's a burger. We're not going to intersplice burgers and sandwiches in definition. I was talking about sub sandwiches, and their entire argument was not this. Ridiculous. It's definitely a chicken burger. Exactly. Oh, Colin Garr goes up to P8 right now with a 146.8. Now we have still only 2 drivers in the 145s. If someone was going to do it, it was going to be... Where is he? Where is our driver? Alright, Christopher Daniel. He was able to go quickest in practice. Right now he has a 147.3. We have 4 minutes 50 seconds left. And he crosses the line and goes into 16th. What is happening? Alright, he's gonna try again. JD Daniel crossing the line here. He is 5th right now. Is he gonna improve on this last one? Last lap was invalid. Didn't show a time on the board for his last. Must have had an off track. Taking a look. Doesn't show anything here. Max Poe, come out of nowhere. With again, another driver who's, I think this is his 2nd race with us. Might be his 3rd, but put on the blue accents there, and there's 0 chance this driver is going to be in the blue accents for long. Going fastest with 145, that puts 3 drivers in the 145. John Javecki is out there. I'm not sure why he's checking up. There's just a lot of... Oh, he goes back in the pit lane. Nicholas Massa in 5th. Not totally ideal to want to follow somebody here, especially a driver. Yeah, well, the driver pulled out of the way. All right, now down to P36. We have drivers have all qualified here besides Joshua Grosso, Michael Othen, Alex Othen, Enrique Pio, Brad Jorgensen, and Trey Mistek. But we know Trey is going to run one of those last to first events. Still somehow keeping himself in the pro standings by finishing very well in hand. Max Poe has remained in the pit lane. Right now, on the Bentley straight, we have Elliot Burton still about halfway. Almost. Where's he at right now? You call it Sector 3? End of Sector? Yeah. Entering that little paddock part of the track. Alright, Jacob Simmons. I don't think there was an improvement there, but he is in the pit lane. Elliot Burton crosses the line. Can he go faster here? It may not be possible, but we'll see. Looks like he has no improvement there, but he can go again. John Javecki, who's in Palmer, just exiting Palmer. He's got some time to go here. Nicholas Mazza down the Bentley straight. JD Daniel going into Palmer. Christopher Daniel takes it across the line with a 1:45.771. That was indeed possible. He was not that quick in practice. He was actually just 10th slower in practice. So making improvement from practice into qualifying, a 10th faster than he was in practice, and now ahead of Max Poe by 0.045. And we definitely got a battle on our hands in the top spots here as Nicholas Mazda crosses the line and goes faster than John Javecki. John Javecki now in bomb hole into Karam. What can he do here? This is going to be a solid lap for him. He's got no time on the board. Can he take the fight to Nicholas Mazda and Jacob Simmons just ahead of him? No, he goes into the pit lane. That is going to be it for him. JD Daniel after that, maybe. But we got a couple drivers ahead. Across the line is Matt Benson. And does he improve? Yes, he does. Michael Sharon, does he improve? Doesn't look like it. No improvement out of the other drivers. Elliot Burton, no improvement. He's still in third. JD Daniel into the pit lane. Marshall Scari in the pit lane. Actually, a driver just ahead. Oh, no. Oh. Alright. Colin Garr is our last driver. One of our last drivers that's out there on track. Forrest Holland is also out there on track. We'll see what they can do here. He is P12 right now with a 146.8. It's in the line. No improvement there. And Forrest Holland. NP30. No improvement there either. Unfortunate. With that said, you can see where P1 through 15 are on the grid. Jeff Lubitsch is in P16. Chris Limeth in 17. J.R. Hoops in 18. Chris Moulton in 19. Adam Tingle in 20. Charles Reed in 21. Andrew McMurray 22. Scott Weber 23. Daniel Barrett in 24. Eric Koonsman 25. Matt Benson 26. Colin Longhurst 27. Craig Carroll 28. Craig Reese in 29. Forrest Holland 30. Dave Palmer 31. Tyler Kern 32. Thomas Photos in 33. Michael Sharon in 34. Travis Bartlett 35. Steve McAllister 36. Joshua Grosso. Because it hasn't switched over, we don't get to see what these drivers shake up after P36. So count yourselves or me too early on this, as we have 7 seconds left to go before it switches over. Yeah, should be interesting. Still not changed, has it? Oh, yes it did. Back to the grid we go. Reset. Trey Missack 37, Alex Othen 38, Joshua Grosso 39, Michael Othen 40, Brad Jorgensen 41, Enrique Dio in 42, Jason Daly 43. And I believe Jason Daly's also new. Actually, he was here last time. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, we got a couple new people on the grid. Welcome, everybody. That's a new. There was so many sign-ups for the GT3 Sprint Series. It's surprising we're not maxing out, considering, all things considered. They're on the Bentley straight here, and won't be long before we get going. Still a couple liveries not loaded, or people loaded in. Matt Benson, Joshua Grasso, Brad Jorgensen, Enrique Pio. Will be interesting. Actually, I don't even think they're going to be in this. Josh might be here just for admin reasons. Alright. Here, some motor racing. And once again, for the Season 13 GT3 Sprint Championship, Round 9 here at Snetterton, the Champ's Choice. From Season 12, we are about to go racing. Now, this being as long as the line as it is, I think people are going to be racing it up into that, into Murray's there. More than likely, there'll be a couple all the way back there. You can see how far it goes. Yeah, Josh is probably running that. The safety car generator is going to be active for this race, so let's see how that goes. See if this starts out clean. You can see how close and tight the field is further up, but look how far that car, I don't even know who that is, but that yellow Porsche is really needs to get it tightened up. Max Poe on the outside in that black Acura. Oh, looks like we got everybody out already. And Christopher Daniel got away clean. Max Poe losing a position there, or no, not losing a position. It has not caught up just yet. Looks like everything looks clean so far. Oh, not really. Elliot Burton lost a spot there. Max Poe. Not really sure how that happened. Further back, you have Jacob Simmons doing well, but down a position. How is he down all these positions? No one's lost a spot here in the top 10 so far, from what I can tell. It looks like that is a bug. We got a safety car already. Wow. It's showing. Alright, well, safety car, safety car. Let's take a look at what happened here. What? Okay. It's like John Javecki crashed. No, he didn't. Okay, so it's... if you're still here, apparently there's a crash. But I am not seeing it. It just looks like everyone's checking up slow. And some people almost crawl to a stop. But by this point, we are at a yellow flag. For the prime sub. Jordan, we are not at green. We are in a safety car. This one's a weird one. If I... Oh, sorry, guys. Oh my god. Alright. Have to run too many different things. I shouldn't be modding this thing. Moderating. Okay, we are at a safety car. I could go back and show you guys. I honestly don't understand this one. It starts with John Javecki. And he is in 6th. You can see them check up slightly, but only slightly. That right there was the start of the safety car event. Daniel Barrett also going, quote, slowly here. And he checks up, as do a bunch of other drivers checking up. But this all constituted a crash, which is why we're at a safety car. There was no actual incident that occurred, but... Oof. Yeah, well, there you go. The actual event of a safety car for a crash is not what took place here. They checked up so slow that the program thought everyone was actually in a car crash. And they weren't. Not one person on this grid, I can't say for certain, but if you look at these front ends, no one smashed into anybody from what we can see. Nobody lost a significant margin of positions. Some people gained because they took off and went. If you could see, some of them were able to jump the gun here, but others, there's no damage to any of these cars. And I assume we're about to go green. No. We got to go a whole nother lap. This is brutal. Craig Carroll is in the pits, but there's no damage to him. Kyler Kern is also at lost 8, but again, there's no damage to this guy's car as well. Looking back at, let's go rear chase. Chase. Yeah, his car is completely fine. Yeah, my set of detective skills here is everyone checked up, and that is it. That's what caused it. Elliot Burton did get ahead of Max Poe for a position. That much is stated. Maybe Craig is running safety car generator, not Josh. Either or. This was just wow, this is one of those kind of just a slow start, and if that's all it took to cause it, I don't even... 2 people have to be fully stopped for it to run itself, I believe. Beyond the safety car at Hockenheim, that old debacle in the Le Mans series, this might be the most confounding safety car I've seen in the GT3 Sprint Championship thus far. And the good thing is it happened so early that the rest of this race is just gonna, if it is true, we're only running one max of one safety car for this race, and the rest is just, you know, a lot of people cutting up the lawn, which is definitely going to happen. I have no doubt in my mind that this British AstroTurf is going to see a little bit of yard maintenance from these GT3 cars. It's definitely going to happen. Did my sub get ignored? It did not get ignored, Justin. I said thank you for subscribing with your Prime sub. Thank you on behalf of everyone here at Broken Wing Racing League. Oh, rap? I can't rap. I don't even know how I would start that. It's an immeasurable amount of embarrassment that would occur from me to do that. Yeah, if I were to do that is what I meant to say. If I was to do that, that would make me be extremely embarrassing. Safety car should be coming in this lap, and well, looks like the lights are off there, so we should be getting back to green. Max Poe losing 1 position in the top 10, as well as Trevor Bonesteel and Matthew Merchese. Elliott in the second car is going to... Wow. This might go single file. And our leader does get to go for it here. And yeah, everyone's pretty much single file. Jacob Simmons looking to make a move there on the outside. One of the only drivers that wasn't in single file on a restart as Christopher Daniel goes through. And Jacob Simmons on the outside line here of Max Poe. Is he going to get it down? He's got Nicholas Meza right behind. He does get it down. What can Nicholas Meza do? Can he respond? And now 2 positions lost for Max Poe. Everything else looks pretty clean so far. Oh, we have a couple drivers off there. Pop this back here. Ooh. Oh, I'm not sure if that caught that driver out, but Chris Lambeth spun. Maybe got spun by the driver in the Draft Punk Bronze, but now we got a couple drivers that have lost some carbon fiber as well as they get back to racing order. That was Eric Koonsman, I believe, who was involved in that. Yeah, there's his front end. Restart has gone kind of well for some, not so well for others. We have Colin Luckhurst, 2/10 difference to Michael Charon in the teal and black Porsche. But he's got Alex Otten just behind him in 27th, looking to make a move as well. And the move isn't down, but Adam Tinkle trying to make a move here on JR Hoops. Does he get by? He does. He goes into 16th. And Andrew McMurray in the Taco Bell livery is just behind. Maybe he can pick up a spot here as well. Looks to make a move down the inside line on JR Hoops. Goes a little bit more aggressive on the brakes and gets it down and passes JR Hoops. Now back in P18. Andrew McMurray up 5. Further back we have Chris Moulton down 3. He's defending as best he can. He's got Trey Misek up 16 positions. Matt Benson just behind that Valhalla Ford Mustang. And over to Rodrigo Theory, who's up 2 positions in 11th. He's got Spencer Smith just ahead in P10. He is gaining on him. We'll see if he can make a move. Colin Luckhurst. Looks like he's trying to make that move, finally, on Michael Sharon. Looks like he was close, but not quite done. As they fall through Nelson here into the bomb hole. Alex Offen's still behind, up 11 too. But no move yet. Colin Luckhurst. Maybe Alex Offen will take that from him. It's quite possible. All three running were a very similar pace here. Alex Offen actually a little bit quicker. 148.8, and he goes down the inside line and takes the position. Position that Colin was looking to take from Michael. And that is seated and done for P26. And he might have another move down here. Jacob Simmons in third, has Elliott Burton in his sights. Only separated by 0.3, about 0.4. JD Daniel also has something in hand as well, popping over to him. He's got John Javecki just ahead of him. If the pass was gonna be made, it would probably be through team order scenario. Not team orders, but you know, they're both sister teammates. I think they would do this more respectfully than trying to make a move on a non-Pax Oceani driver. And he's still following pretty close. It's getting down to 0.2 of a difference here with Trevor Bonesteel down 0.3. So the pressure is on for both these Pax Oceani drivers. We have Trevor Bonesteel just behind. Christopher Daniel keeps setting the fastest lap, now in the 146s. Low 146s too. Go with Trey Mistack. He's got Scott Weber in his sight. Scott in 21st, well, was 20th. Now into 21st as Trey Mistack goes through, and that's 17 positions gained for this driver. He's got Charles Whedon of the Little Jelly Beans ahead of him. Last lap was pretty much the same pace at 148 even. So that'll be a struggle for Trey Mistack to get by him. Chris Lambert has Michael Offen, who's up 11 positions ahead of him. Pace difference is a little bit there, about 0.6. Closer to 5, half a second. And this is more of a recovery race for Chris Lambert here as he goes to the inside line through Ogies. And retakes his spot. Yeah. Thought it was going to be a little bit more here of a challenge, but he is already caught up to Charles Whedon, and Trey Mistack is right there on the heels to make a move. There's been some great passing so far in this race. Elliott Burton with the fastest time on the board, now in the 145s. No move from Trey Mistack into Wilson. Was another corner name. That's Wilson. Oh, they put the helmet. That's what's next to it. The tribute to the that driver, as Jordan Crows was saying. Probably more than likely it was the driver's helmet. Yeah. detective or something. Trevor going to the inside line here into Agostini and goes through, making that move stick. He's now up 18 positions in the P19. JR Hoops just ahead of him. Brandon Burns in P15 has Colin Gard just ahead of him. And Adam Tingle behind in the McLaren. So we got two AM class drivers, 14 and 15, in the thick of it here. So we have Trevor Bonesteel past JD Daniel for P7. I don't even know what you're referring to, Justin. I truly don't. I don't think it's quite over for Trevor Bonesteel here, who's still got JD Daniel right there in his rear mirror there. The screen is. I can't. Going over, JD Daniel still putting some pressure here. Chris Moulton has got Scott Webber in his sights, as well as Charles Wheaton just in front of them. A lot of good packs have formed at this race so far. Go. Further back, we have Eric Koonsman here. Pit on lap 4. Assuming for that damage that he had. And he's got Steve McAllister in the sights. His pace is a bit stronger, so we'll probably whether or not he can make an overtake here. Is he going to do it through Agostini? Not yet. On the exit, they're about to go side by side into Hamilton. And he goes through. Colin Luckers has Dave Palmer just in front. Whoa! And I'm not sure if they touch there. Yep. The old kiss. Jacob Simmons was pretty much matched on pace with Elliott Burton earlier in the race, but now he's actually dropped back quite a bit. It's got Max Poe 8/10. So he was getting closer, but a 1.8 second gap, which was previously 3/10, 4/10. I think it's going to be just fine for him, though. Matthew Matthew M is what we're going to go with right now, or Matthew Merck. Can't say his name. All these people. All these names. What's happening here? Just briefly, it looked like Max Poe was a drop connection or something. He was definitely not there on the leaderboard. Like everyone was gaining time, but that is not the case. He's doing just fine. Marshall Scari, 3/10 difference to the driver behind him. Spencer Smith and Rodrigo Thierry just behind as well. All getting close And Marshall Scari here is just in front. All Pro-Am drivers as well. 9, 10, and 11. One driver, Chris Moulton's out. He's in 33rd. He pit on lap 11. So that'll probably be his final pit stop for this race. Alright, Jason Daly here. Let's take a look here at this driver. He, ooh, had a spin. I think that's Steve McAllister. Through Hamilton. I think they touched rears. Oh, one's rear was touched. Andrew McMurray, that didn't show up, but Thomas Photos on the... Ooh, you could almost see that he was going to lose it there. On exit, it's already shaky, and then he gets on that curbing, and yeah, he was going to go that way. Regardless, this is Dave Palmer. This is one we saw earlier already. And then Tyler Kern. Doesn't look like that's an accident. Oh, it is. Oh, sort of. I mean, not an accident. He just gets in the grass and... It's a strange one. On board with Max Poe, who's sitting in 4th. He's down 2 positions. Elliott Burton and Jacob Simmons have swapped positions. Alright. Take a look here at what happened. P2. Ooh, there it is. What did Elliott do? Just lost it a little bit. Little mistakes. They all add up. Chris Lambeth has Michael Sharon in his sights. He's now down 6 positions since the start of this race after he had an incident into turn 3. We go side by side right now. Down the start straight finish, or the center straight, into Riches. Is he going to be brave on the outside? Looks like he is. He's got it down. And now he's only down 5 positions from where he started this race. And it's a move done for the hairpin. Should be clear though, Matt Benson is the first driver in P29 who has pit, as well as Chris Moulton just ahead of him. Both these drivers in the pit lane. On exit here, Eric Koonsman pit early on lap 4. I don't think that's going to be good enough to the end of this race on the fuel, but maybe it is. Michael Othman did pit just ahead, and behind him was Scott Webber and Andrew McMurray, who have also pit. Another move here for Chris Lambeth. Well in hand. the outside line. Matthew M here was trying to make a move. Didn't stick, but Jeff defending well in hand. May not work out though. He is still battling out here with this driver who put on the AM class accents, and I don't think that's pretty true here. I think he's going to be in those orange accents after this race. He's definitely a pro. Fighting alongside a pro. Ironically, Colin Gart and Brandon Burns in 14th and 15th are in the AM class. That's a little bit surprising. Yeah, and their times are pretty strong on pace. Even Brandon Burns was able to do a 146.8. This is his best lap. And these drivers, and Colin Gar 147 even. Just a 2/10 difference between these two drivers. Driver ahead hasn't even done that fast of a lap. He did a 147.1 as his best. But I think it's more about consistency right now. And he still is ahead of them at the moment. Chris Moulton, who has nothing but drivers that are not pit in front of him, including Colin Lockhurst, who he's catching right now. All these drivers are going to have to pit in front of him, so he's going to gain a significant amount of positions because he pit on lap 10. While he's still battling him, it's going to look a lot better for him on the positions when he jumps a significant amount here. And pulling this back ever so slightly, looks like maybe slow. And, oh, he was just in the grass, and that's how Alex Offen was able to get by there into Wilson. Oh, got Adam Tingle. Spun on his own here. Yes, he did. Just lost a couple positions from that one. Not too bad though, all things considered. Elliott Burton still holding out in P3. It's where he started the race. Great result for him, all things considered, for the Pro-Am. This would be P1 in his division, in his classification. And then Max Poe is in the AM class accents. I don't even know if they placed him there. Almost positive they didn't. Now we have a bunch of drivers going into the pit lane for their mandatory pit stop. Still nothing from P1 to P24, 23. Chris Moulton, who's only in 24th at the moment, 25th it looks like, he is rounding that final corner, and we'll see what happens here. He did pit significantly earlier than the other drivers, 6 laps earlier. He should climb up the board a bit. He's not that much. Only 2 positions gained for him after all that was said and done. Oh, Nicholas Mazza here is catching Max Poe. Nicholas Mazza is a pro class, without, just doesn't have the accents on there. I'm not sure how they will classify this. find it rather confusing. Just got Jeff. Colin Garr is technically, and Brandon Burns are technically in the AM class classification, not self-imposed because they're new drivers to the league. It's because they're part of that for, you know, per the specifications of like the power rankings. Max Poe is in 4th position. By no means is he a AM class driver. The way that Richard Severa will probably skip a classification of Pro-Am and go straight into Pro. Just driving in the top 10, even the top 15, is definitely not AM class behavior. Although, that being said, Brandon Burns and Colin Garr are in, you know, were 12th and 13th for a while. He's AM because he's a new driver and his I rating is low. Yeah, I mean, that's got to be tweaked a little bit because I think that's just unfair to the other drivers that are in the AM class that are fighting in the mostly in the 20s, the low 20s. And your Pro-Ams are in the anywhere from 7 to the low 20s as well. But, you know, Elliot Burton wasn't a Pro class driver, just had a lot of incidents that accumulated to drop him down to Pro-Am. But another driver that should be in the Pro category. I mean, if he wins this race for that, I get it, but I don't know. I still think it should go to the drivers that are actually sitting in the standings. Colin Garr is 16th in the standings in the AM class. Brandon Burns is 2nd, but he's over 400 points behind P1, which is a significant margin if you think about it. Tingle coming out. Lost he's in P23. He lost a couple positions there on the exit. Trey Midstack is still 24 positions up. He's got Brandon Burns just ahead, almost a second, 9/10. But from P1 to 15, still nobody's gone into the pit lane. Just kind of surprising. Just running extremely long here. And as I say that, Christopher Daniel continues to go out there, as well as JD Daniel, who's picking up those positions. Everyone has their own little bump. Who's going to be out first? Jacob Simmons. Second, it looks like it's Elliot Burton. Nicholas Maz after that. Max Poe losing position in the pit stops there. John Javecki out there in 10th. Trevor Bonesteel in 11th. Marshall Scary still in the pit lane. Trey Mistak's going to gain a position there for Marshall Scary. Spence Smith is passing by. He has been on this set for 3 laps now. Pit on lap 15. And he's going to have Trey Mistak down, but is that all things considered done? And yes, it is. Trey Mistak stays ahead in 13th with Colin Garr and 14th, who pit 2 laps earlier. Now we're going to see whether or not this strategy holds for Brandon Burns, Jeff Koffold, Rodrigo Theory, JD Daniel, Christopher Daniel, and 1 through 5. They have not pit just yet. And if it was going to go to anybody here, it's Jacob Simmons, who is in sixth position. He's 29 seconds back. A pit stop is 23.8 for him, 25.6 for others. Fuel differences there definitely taken into account. I guess we'll see what happens as Christopher Daniel goes in, JD Daniel going in, Rodrigo Theory goes in, Jeff is in, Jacob Simmons is down the start straight. We should see whether or not he's coming out right now. Is he powering through? He's already through the first corner. Elliot Burton is also out there as well. JD Daniel exiting. He's going to lose some positions here. All things considered, not that many. Trevor Bonesill just behind him. He was ahead of Trevor Bonesill during this race. So is stacked up. Christopher Daniel holds P1. He did a 25.4. Quite significant. He's almost 5 seconds ahead of Jacob Simmons. Elliot Burton 2.6 back. Pit stops really did affect some people more than others. And Chris Lambeth getting him. Ooh, Nicholas Mazza is still in the pits for 52 seconds and onward. This driver was in the top 5. Oh, that is uncharacteristic. And he is still in the pits. You hate to see it. And yeah, he is just dropping down. And he's back out after a minute and 36 seconds. What is... Now he's back in it? No. Alex Authen is up 21 positions. He's in P17. P16 is just ahead of him. JR Hoops trying to make a move here. On lap 21 of 26. Yikes. That is unfortunate for Nicholas Mazza there. Down the start straight. Doesn't even need to get it down into the riches. He is ahead and now in P16 for this driver. And Chris Lambeth has an amazing livery and maybe speeding in the pits. I mean, if we want to look at it, he's been in the pits for 3 minutes now. He must have had some significant damage at some point. I don't believe that would be the case. Dave Palmer, Eric Koonsman. Few people have had incidents, but I do not see Nicholas Mazza involved in anything. Yeah, and I'm going back quite far, and no, there's no nothing that shows up on the session events for that driver. So I guess if we go by the classification that this driver was told to race under, our race winner in pro or in overall, in the pro driver in the overall is going to be Christopher Daniel. In P3 it'd be Elliot Burton in the Pro-Am. In P4 it'd be Max Poe in the AM class. Even though the fastest AM class driver right now that has been classified for a while is Brandon Burns of Shadowline Racing. He's in 11th. In the thick of it with pros. There on merit, though, his pace is significantly strong. He's doing 146.7s. Jeff was about a full second slower on the last lap. 5 laps left to go. I mean, it should be... I mean, not that I have favorites, but it really should go to Brandon Burns here. He is the P1 of the AM class. But I don't know. I guess we'll see how that shakes up in the when they go to say congratulations to P1 in every class. If it's gonna go 1, 3, 4 in the overall, Pro-Am, Purple Pams, and then the AM class is in 4th, that's pretty funny. Almost making history if Jacob Simmons wasn't here. All classifications are in P1, 2, and 3, but it's going to be 1, 3, and 4. But there's a first for everything, right? Oh, man. Let's see. Brandon Burns still holding off Trey Mistack here for the time being. For the 4 laps left to go. Colin Garr in 13th as well. He's further back about 5 seconds. It's not too late to say. I mean, I know Tyler Anderson would like that. He's sitting 2nd in the championship. He's also not racing tonight. He's probably playing that Balatro. I don't know how to say that. Still don't know how to say that. Ooh, Steve McAllister in the middle here on the left-hand side. So they're going to go side by side in the next corner. Ooh, Brandon Burns is able to get the head. He's collected himself into that grass there, though, and actually still ahead. Trey Mistack for the time being. And they got half a lap left to go, because it is the final lap. Maybe not for them. Who knows? It could be. We'll go right back to that if it's a... Nope, we're going to possibly stay back on it. And it is. This is the final... This is it. For all the marbles, he gets ahead of him. Christopher Daniel wins this race in P1. And Trey Mistack, just through bomb hole, was able to get the move done on Brandon Burns for 11th position, up 26 overall. And it definitely isn't going to go to the line here, but it would have been cool. But there you have it. P2 is Jacob Simmons, Elliott Byrne P3, Max Pope P4, John Javecki P5, Brady Daniels 6, Trevor Bonesteel 7, Spencer Smith 8, Rodrigo Theory 10, Jeff Koffold 10, or was it 9? Rodrigo Theory is 9, Jeff Koffold was 10. Further back, Jetter Hoops goes through. Let's see if anyone else has some battles that they're going through. Strong stuff. Trey Mistack in 11, Brandon Burns 12, Colin Garr in 13, Marshall Scarry in 14, Matthew M in 15, Alex Oth in 16, JR Hoop 17, Charles Whedon 18, Chris Moulton 19, Evan Tinkle 20, Chris Lambert 21, Matt Benson 22, Daniel Baird 23, Michael Sharon 24, Forrest Holland 25, Matthew Othman 26, Michael Othman 26, Scott Weber 27, Colin Lucas 28, Craig Reese in 29, Travis Bartlett 30, Thomas Photos in 31. He's going to take this all the way to the line here. Dave Palmer in 32, Steve McAllister 33, Jeff Lubitsch 34, Jason Daly 35, Eric Kunzman 36, Nicholas Mass 37, Tyler Kern 38, Andrew McMurray 39, Craig Carroll 40. Let's see how that all pans out. I guess from what we know already, it looks overall it's Christopher Daniels. So congratulations to him on that win. And there you have it, with Chris Daniel in the pro class finishing overall, Elliot Burton in P3 for the pro-ams, and if it stands, it'll be Max Poe in P4 for the AM class, or Brandon Burns in 12th. Not sure. Still a P2 for him, which he is P2 in the AM class championship. Uh, see if any of these drivers are going to pop in for an interview. And quite honestly, if we look at the overtakes, the positions gained for a lot of these drivers. Oh, there we go. Christopher Daniel, congratulations on that win. I mean, that's got to feel good for the Pax Oceani team. Well in hand, it looked like your other teammates, John Javecki, JD Daniel, finishing fifth and sixth, as well as Alex Othen in 16th. Gotta feel great. Alex Othen had a mega drive. I believe Alex had over 10 plus gained or something like that. Can't remember specific. Oh, he had 22. So congratulations to him on that one. What a mega drive for you. You kind of had this out there in hand, well paced throughout that restart. Were you at all kind of worried about how you're going to take that? It looked like you already like moved away from the pack right on that start straight finish. Anyway,
Yeah, the restart was a good step in the right direction, and then I just tried to warm up the tires slowly because I didn't think we would have enough time to put a tire or two on during our pit stops because of the FCY. So
mm-hmm.
that was kind of the decision there. But yeah, I felt like I managed the tires pretty well. Fuel mileage is pretty good, and yeah, shout out to Alex. He was the Iron Man. He went from like 38 to what 17th or 16th. You said, is
Yeah,
that right?
16th. Yeah, it was a pretty strong result.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, good. Kudos to him and John as well. JD. I think JD and I went the same amount of fuel, our laps on the pit end. So that was good that we went an extra lap, but it really didn't matter in the end. And I think Jacob had a really quick stop, almost 2 seconds. Well, maybe a second and a half. That kind of concerned me a little bit.
It was a 23-4, I think it was, and it was actually, yeah, 2 point something overall to what everyone else was doing, including Elliot Burton. And I mean, he did get Elliot because Elliot like spun a little on one of those corners in the infield, but that's how he was able to get by him, and then in the pit stop just stay ahead. I mean, not only going a little bit lower on that, but I was surprised at how much of a commanding lead you had when you did go for the overcut. You came in, and when you're exiting, I thought Jacob was going to be so much closer to you, but in the end, you were actually already through the hairpin by the time he was like in the braking zone. And at the end of it, it was, yeah, 2.8 seconds higher, and then at some point you really just put it into gear. You're, I think, 5 seconds total on him at the end of that race. Actually, it was 7.7 seconds of a
Yeah,
gap.
that surprised me as well. I know. I was doing a lot of lift. I was doing a lot of lifting and coasting to try to take care of the tires in the opening stint.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess that speaks to that. But yeah, I mean, just hanging out in the Discord and listening to all the tips. I know Trey and Jacob and the other guys. They'll freely give out tips to everyone in the Discord, and so you go and practice that stuff, and here we are. It pays off. So that's what I love about this league. Everyone helps each other, and it's always tough racing. And these guys, because they're so fast. But yeah, this has been a great season for Pax Oceani and just everybody in the league as well.
Yeah, it really has. You guys haven't, I don't think you've showed up as strongly with every driver coming into it, every race, but the one when you guys do show up, it speaks as a presence, just like it always has. It's fantastic to see you guys here. I mean, great racing. And, honestly, I had some apprehension about this race because I thought it wasn't going to be as much overtaking and passing. And, I thought it was going to be closer to, how people consider Red Bull Ring to be. But there was a lot of moves through all parts of the track from sector 1, 2, and 3, like especially like that bomb hole that the ending part of Sector 3, you're like, oh, is it, people could make that on the outside? Some people were making it happen. So it's fantastic to watch. You for sure didn't have to navigate those airs of passing those people. I mean, besides the blue flags that you were able to just kind of breeze by in a way, everyone was very respectful there. So I mean, congratulations, and I can't. I hope you show up. Are you going to be here for Spa?
Yeah, I'll be here with Spa. I we have I have a lot of things going on in my personal life, so I haven't really been practicing at all. Um, so if I do, I'll just show up to the race like I did here, and just do the best I can.
Hey, man, that's. I mean, that's all we. That's all you need to do. I mean, I know a friend that would do. He wouldn't practice at all for those like endurance races. Do one thing of practice for the qualifying, and then just go into those races and do pretty well. So, I mean, you seem to have it down, at least for this track. I can't wait to see what you do. I mean, everyone knows what Spa's like, so I think you'll be able to translate your skills there fairly easily. I mean, once again, congratulations. That's a huge mega win. I mean, 7 seconds on your rivals is very commanding league. I can't wait to see what happens in the shakeup for the final standings.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the end of the season, and just appreciate everything you do doing the broadcast. You're so good at it. You're very professional. You speak much better than I do. But
No,
yeah,
thank you.
just appreciate everything you guys do and all the admins do for the league. And yeah, just got to give a shout out to my wife. Thanks a lot for letting me run tonight. And yeah, I'll be up in bed soon.
All right. Well, hopefully you get to bed soon. And yeah, thanks again for joining me, and really appreciate you being here. And I hope you have a good one.
Yeah, you too, Jason. Thanks for everything.
Yep. And that's it, everybody. Uh, don't have any of the winners here to express their love and affection, but congratulations to Elliot Burton, who takes the win for the Purple Pams. I think it's gonna be Max Poe and P4 for the AM class. If that is what they do, the results aren't out just yet. But I mean, there you have it in hand. Thank you everybody for joining me, and please stay with us. Round 10, the final round of season 13, is out next Sunday. Our Xfinity series is up and live, and everyone's welcome to join that. That's on Wednesdays, and the V's Rays multi-class is on Thursdays. That's very wholesome group of people. If you want to join them, very nice. And if anything, take a look at our merch store. It is in the About Me section. You can get some Broken Wing Racing League merch, just all different types of stuff. Thanks, Jordan Groves, Justin, everyone else that was in the chat, as well as Rodrigo. And yeah, have a good evening.